the unthinkable just happened. While most Americans slept peacefully, Mexico delivered a geopolitical earthquake that sent shockwaves through every major capital on Earth. President Claudia Sheinbaum didn't tweet about it. She didn't hold a press conference. But here's the kicker. She just signed agreements that may have rewritten the entire architecture of global trade. And this decision? It's about to hit your grocery bill, your gas tank, and your job market harder than you ever imagined. Mexico has officially deepened its trade partnership with the European Union, joining what analysts are calling an emerging strategic trade coalition, a move so calculated and precise that it caught Washington completely off guard. And Trump's reaction? Sources close to the White House describe it as pure, unfiltered rage. Emergency meetings, heated phone calls, demands for immediate retaliation options. But here's the brutal reality his advisors won't tell him. While he's been tweeting threats and imposing tariffs, Mexico has been quietly building bridges with Europe, and those bridges are about to become superhighways. Let's talk numbers that should terrify every American business owner. Mexico represents over $300 billion in annual trade with the United States. The European Union accounts for another $800 billion. Combined, this emerging alliance controls access to markets worth over $1.1 trillion in economic activity, and starting next month, American companies will face coordinated trade barriers across multiple fronts. But here's what's really shocking. This isn't happening by accident. This is the culmination of months of quiet diplomatic maneuvering that Washington either ignored or completely missed. While Trump was busy firing tariff missiles at allies, European trade ministers were making regular pilgrimages to Mexico City. While his administration celebrated short-term political victories, Mexico was laying the groundwork for a complete economic realignment that bypasses American markets entirely. Think about the strategic implications. Mexico produces everything from automotive parts to agricultural products that American businesses desperately need. The European Union offers the world's largest single market and cutting-edge technology sectors. Together, they're creating an economic fortress that can function independently of American supply chains. And here's the plot twist. This goes deeper than just trade statistics. This is about trust. This is about reliability. For decades, Mexico has been America's loyal junior partner. But Trump's tariff crusade shattered that predictability. When he imposed steel and aluminum tariffs citing national security concerns, he wasn't just raising costs. He was sending a message that economic partnerships with America are subject to political whims. That contract signed today could be torn up tomorrow. Mexico's leadership drew the obvious conclusion. If America treats allies like adversaries, it's time to find more reliable partners. And those partners were waiting in Brussels with open arms. But here's where this gets truly terrifying. Mexico isn't the first domino to fall. Canada has been quietly diversifying its trade relationships for months. Japan is exploring deeper ties with European partners. Even Australia is hedging their bets. The ripple effects are already starting. European agricultural technology companies are investing heavily in Mexican farming operations. German automotive firms are partnering with Mexican assembly plants. These aren't just business deals. They're the building blocks of a post-American economic order. This isn't theoretical. Volkswagen just announced a $2.3 billion expansion of its Mexican facilities, with components sourced exclusively from European suppliers. Airbus is finalizing agreements to produce aircraft parts in Guadalajara using European technology and Mexican labor. And here's the most shocking part. American consumers haven't noticed yet because grocery stores still stock Mexican produce. But those tomatoes are increasingly grown with European seeds, harvested with European equipment, shipped through European managed supply chains. Let me break down what this means for your daily life. That steel that once fed Detroit's auto plants, now being rerouted to European defense projects. Those fresh vegetables that keep your grocery bills manageable, increasingly flowing to European markets that pay premium prices. American manufacturers are already reeling. Steel prices have skyrocketed. Aluminum costs are crushing small businesses. And now, just when these companies need stable partnerships most, our second largest trading partner is prioritizing European relationships. But here's the brutal irony. Trump's America First tariffs meant to bring jobs back are actually accelerating their flight to Mexican facilities managed by European companies. Jobs that could have stayed in Michigan are moving to German-managed plants in Guadalajara. The timing couldn't be worse. Rust Belt communities that voted for Trump expecting manufacturing to return are instead watching those same jobs migrate under European management. And unlike American companies, European firms have no loyalty to U.S. supply chains. And here's what should keep Pentagon officials awake at night. This isn't just about economics anymore. Energy independence was supposed to be America's great advantage. But European energy giants are now developing Mexican oil reserves using European technology and European financing. Norway's Equinor is developing Mexican offshore drilling. Spanish firms are building massive solar installations across Mexican deserts. German companies are constructing wind farms that will power Mexican industrial zones while generating surplus electricity for European markets. This represents a direct assault on dollar dominance in North American trade. Mexico is gradually reducing its dollar reserves while increasing holdings of euros. Mexican companies are beginning to price contracts in euros rather than dollars. But here's the most chilling realization. European policymakers understand exactly what they're accomplishing. This isn't just about trade diversification. This is about demonstrating that major economies can prosper without American partnership. The brutal truth? American businesses are now paying for their own marginalization. We're still buying products manufactured in European Mexican supply chains. We're still purchasing components from alliance member companies. We're financing the very system designed to replace us. This is how empires crumble. Not through military defeat, but through the systematic erosion of influence as former allies realize they have better options elsewhere. And those options are multiplying faster than anyone in Washington wants to acknowledge. Trump promised to make America great again. Instead, he's making America irrelevant. He promised to bring jobs back. Instead, he's driving them further away to European-managed facilities that view American markets as optional. So here's the question that will define the next decade. Is this the wake-up call America needed, or is it already too late to repair the damage? Can Trump's trade strategy still succeed, or has it already failed beyond redemption? Because this isn't just about geopolitics. This affects every American worker, every American business, and everyone who cares about our country's future. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are we witnessing American resilience or American isolation? Let us know what you think, because this conversation determines whether we adapt to the new reality or get left behind by it. And if this analysis opened your eyes to what's really happening behind the headlines, smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that will shape your future. Because while mainstream media focuses on tweets and sound bites, we're tracking the seismic shifts that actually matter.